What's up guys? This is a video about why I'm returning the Sidecar holster. But before we get to that, I want to talk to you about briefly my mini journey. It all started with this holster. Actually, it started with a similar holster by this very same brand. I think it's what, FDO or whatever. You do see it on Amazon, except they did not have this flexible strip here. It was kind of just fixed like this. And of course, that one was not compatible with my Glock 19 with the TLR X flashlight. By the way, just want to confirm this is clear and safe. So the previous holster I had that was the same brand did not accommodate the light. I did replace it with this one, which had the light. But here's where these problems started. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my belt. And by the way, I'm wearing Vertex tactical jeans. It is about size 30 waist. It is flexible though, which is what you want. It is stretchy, which is what you want on your jeans for concealed carry, right? This is a ratchet belt. I think it's like Jukmo or some kind of an Asian brand off of Amazon. It works for me. It is cheap. I think it's about $30 or so. But if it works, then I'm not gonna worry about getting a Core Essentials belt or whatever, right? If it works. The only thing I can say I've experienced is that this metal here creates a little bit of a hot spot rubbing on my bone if I'm wearing certain pants, like tactical pants. For example, these are my tactical pants that I wear sometimes for work. LAPG brand, great pants, magazine pockets here, zippered cargo pockets, but it's not stretchy, which is part of the problem. That's why I did upgrade to a 32 waist just for concealed carry purposes. That apparently did not help because I still did feel that discomfort from this belt. But I do notice with jeans, I do not notice that discomfort. Back to the holster. Let's show you how this looks on here. Now, from what I understand, you want to position the gun not in the center because it could hit that pubic bone right there, and not here because when you bend, look at that, you don't want that. So from what I understand and what I've noticed as well is if the gun is right here, it's in between that pubic bone and your leg, right? So you want it about 1 o'clock-ish or so. So let me show you the problem with this holster. It does have a mini claw here, right? Compared to the T-Rex Arms holster, which I did take off, and I'll get to that later, the claw is a little bit more aggressive, but it is adjustable as well if you decide to raise that ride height. Now, check this out. So this is where I want it. Let's get the light a little bit better here. Let's put the gun in. Okay. This is an extra magazine with snap caps. So, okay. So what's wrong with this setup right here? Just to demonstrate right? It's generally pretty concealable. Unless I'm doing this, you're not really gonna, mostly I'm walking casually, the lines help. We all know plaid is great for concealed carry. But let me show you something. As I go in for the draw, no matter how I draw, it doesn't matter if I'm drawing from the bottom or just grabbing like that, right? Shout out to True Exodus. I think I see them do this, right? But let's just say I'm doing this. Now, to get that master grip, look how little that space is between look at that. And let me tell you, the first thing, I'm gonna just do a fast draw, right? Obviously that works. Obviously that works. Obviously that works. But here's what you're not seeing in slow motion. Because I'm gonna do it in slow motion. Here's what you're not seeing. Look at this. I can't get a finger through there. So what's happening is my finger gets stuck here, and then I'm drawing like this half-assed. You don't want to draw like this. You do not want to draw like this. Ideally, it's something where you can get that master grip, maybe even push down a bit, and then draw, right? So that's the problem with this holster. So how is it a problem? I'll tell you how it's a problem. The problem is this belt clip is right below where that handle sits. That's a problem. And that's why I did not use this holster. That's why I switched to the Sidecar. But we'll get to the Sidecar problems in just a moment. And again, it did come with the wing. And we all know the benefits of the wing. It tucks the gun further into you and all that. For me, it eventually became uncomfortable. So I just took the wing off. All right. So again, by the way, these metal clips are super easy to put on. And by the way, without the claw, I notice it's even easier to put on. Okay, so now we have this Sidecar in the position that is ideal. Okay, there we go. Everything is okay. Now I'll tell you what the problem with this is, right? And I'll tell you about the first problem. Is when I sit down. When I sit down, I'm not actually going to sit down. I'll just demonstrate. Right? When I'm sitting down, this magazine, my ribs are right here. So if I'm sitting down, so I'm thinking this holster might be better for someone who's maybe standing all day. If I'm sitting down, where at my workplace, I'm sitting in my car. Right? Check this out. Also, I notice when let's say I'm going down to somewhere to eat, at a restaurant or whatever, very uncomfortable, right? However, this did solve the problem with the belt clip over that problem. It really did solve that, because now, check it out, you get that master grip without any interruption, without you have a nice decent amount of space. And I did increase the ride height. Again, check out how easily you can take that off. Some people have complaints about the metal clips. I've never had a problem with the metal clips. So notice the belt clip is on the holster itself. It's not to the side. It's not interfering with that master grip, which is great. Now, why am I returning this? Okay, I've tried a lot of different things. This always seems to feel like I have something super uncomfortable and heavy on either my pelvic bone or my bladder, right? And yes, I've even tried this without the extra magazine, and it did come with a wing with a belt clip on. That's better, because at least I'm solving the problem of this magazine hitting my ribs when I'm sitting. So it solves that problem, but it does not solve the problem of the gun almost on my pubic bone, which it kind of is not, but sometimes I can still feel it. And there's that weight and that pressure on my bladder. Now, if you got to go to the bathroom maybe, 2 or 3 times in a work shift, the last thing you want is something pressing on your bladder. So for me, it's been uncomfortable. I've tried different pants. I have not tried different belts. So I don't know which variable I'm trying to tweak right now, but right now I am going to blame the holster. And here's what else I've tried. I've tried this pillow thing, which I'm thinking, you know what? If it's hitting my pubic bone or whatever here, it must be the discomfort of this plastic or the Kydex or whatever. So I go ahead and install this. And now I'm still feeling that weight. And I'm thinking, is it the weight of the pistol? So there are a lot of variables here. All I know is that this is not working for me right now, right? And I went ahead and ordered a T-Rex Arms Raptor holster with the Alcantara backing, which is some kind of really nice material that's breathable, and that would go again right here. So I'm hoping that solves some problems. I'm very curious about it. I am going to return this, and we'll see if that works out. If the Raptor holster does not work out, I am going to blame the size of the gun, because I truly believe if I had something like a Glock 26 or a Glock 43 or a SIG P365, I'm not gonna not have such a heavy gun weighing down that belt and pushing against my bladder or my pubic bone, and secondly, I'm not gonna run into this, right? You know, notice that when I'm sitting, right? Let me put this back. And we've seen videos out there of folks recommending how you would handle inside the waistband holster. Maybe you're bending over and you want to like lift it up a bit and bend, or put your knee up. It does make it manageable, but at the end of the day, if I'm still having problems, I am going to blame the size of the gun. And I am looking forward to trying out different guns, such as the P365 or the Glock 26. I kind of am really leaning towards the Glock 26 because of its much shorter grip size, 10 rounds flush in a magazine, as well as compatibility with existing Glock magazines. Looking forward to that. So again, that's the reason why I'm returning this Sidecar holster. Look forward to that next video about the Raptor holster. I will be getting that. I also have nothing but good things to say about the Ragnarok holster. In fact, I'll show you that super quick right now. All right, so this is the Ragnarok holster. This is not a comprehensive review on my battle belt setup or my duty belt setup or whatever. In fact, I wouldn't even say duty because I'm not doing this for a living. This is a range day setup. This is, you know, let's say I'm taking a CQB class. If I'm going on a range day, this is the belt setup that I would use. Now, if you're talking about USPSA matches, might be a little different story. I am considering angled pistol magazine pouches, right? But just real quick, double pistol magazine pouches. Double rifle mag pouches, dump pouch, mostly probably for airsoft, Ragnarok holster, and your IFAK right here. So, believe it or not, this part of the holster is a replica, and I have the original holster that I did use for my airsoft gun, which was a Glock 19 with an X300 light, right? So I just bought this because I knew this Ragnarok holster and the QLS would be compatible, which is great because you can swap out different holsters, different pistols, right? So I have nothing, as far as the Ragnarok goes, I have nothing but good things to say about the Ragnarok, right? Look at that. I do believe you could adjust the tension, but right now, it's pretty good, right? Been practicing the DJ Shipley style holster draws. Press down, right? Again, nothing but great things to say about the Ragnarok. Highly recommend it. I've yet to use it at a range day event, but I'm looking forward to that. So again, look forward to our next video. I'll probably be talking about the T-Rex Raptor holster with the Alcantara backing. So see you guys on that video.